We are live.
Coming up in this video, feeling like a fraud syndrome. Overcoming imposter syndrome. If you're new, consider subscribing. Click that bell and you'll be good to go.
Yes. But before we get into the good stuff today, I want to talk about something we talked about a lot recently. We are entering an age of purpose. More and more people we find in our work are searching for purpose.
More purposeful work, purposeful relationships. What is my purpose in life? That's what inquiring minds want to know. What is my purpose?
Great.
Not porpoise.
Oh, geez, here we go already. Matter of fact, there was a study shown that there are like 50% more people or something searching for purpose in life over the
or something that's very
something like over the last 4 years than ever before.
And that's important because to get to know your purpose, you have to stop feeling like a fraud and start feeling confident. And that's what we're covering today.
Exactly. Hi, I want to say hi to Chelsea. Yes. Okay, so feeling like a fraud. Let us know real quick if you can hear us, if you can see us.
Hear us and see us. Let us know in the comments. And what is up to Jeff? Thanks for joining us.
Yes.
Also, as you come on, let us know where you're from and what your favorite food is.
Yes, because we like food, and you'll get some sort of weird bonus points for the most interesting food choice. I don't know what those bonus points are specifically.
There may be little munchkin points. I don't know.
We do talk about food a lot. So stay with us for the whole video, though, because we're going to help you understand what imposter syndrome is. That is our goal today.
And while that's going to be interesting, the real reason you should stick around is because of the mind-blowing resource that we'll be sharing to take your confidence from basic to badass in 90 seconds, but only if it fits for you.
Because that's what we do.
And Jeff says that he can definitely hear us and see us. Thanks, Jeff, from Charleston, South Carolina.
Tacos.
And tacos. Gotta love them tacos.
Hi, Nancy. I love it when we see our Zen heads come online. It just makes me light up. I'm pretty happy. For those of you guys that do not know us yet, just meeting us, I'm Heather.
And I'm David.
From SomeoneElseGarden.com.
Helping people create
badass lives.
That's what we do. Since 2008, we've helped thousands of clients go from being overwhelmed, stressed out, and insecure to confident, purposeful, and empowered.
And if you've just found us, congratulations, welcome. We are happy to meet you.
And you've just found the secret weapon for your badass life. We are absolutely so modest.
Wow. That's what you get for
this guy.
Yeah.
Stick with us and watch as your insecurities and fears run screaming for the hills, never to bother you again. I also wanted to take a moment and say what is up to Blue Phoenix, Isabel, Cassidy. Thank you guys for joining us. Cassidy says, glad to see and hear you or hear from you guys. Oglesby, Illinois, and I have too many favorites. Cassidy, don't leave us hanging. Drop one.
Oglesby sounds like a made-up place.
Oglesby. No.
I don't know what happens there, but it totally sounds like a made-up place. But I'm sure it is a real place. So anyway, guys, through our work with over about a couple thousand clients or so over the last 11 years since 2008.
All over the world,
we noticed a huge gap in what was being taught by a lot of influencers in our niche that seemed to be doing the same thing everybody else was doing.
But we're not trying to be the next cookie cutter gurus.
What we noticed was that some people taught all the cool intuitive techniques without the foundation of self-growth to stabilize it.
And others taught self-growth without having a clue of what to do when people started opening up their intuitive skills.
So both groups have a silent ceiling. Don't know why. A ceiling that lacks integration.
And we bridge that gap. And if you stay to the end, we'll show you how you can reap the rewards of our hard work.
So now that you guys,
that's a
good thing to do. So now that you guys know who we are, we want to know how we can help you because we are in the business of helping people.
Absolutely. And we want you to let us know what your greatest challenge is in the comments. And I will personally go back and drop a free resource that will help you with that challenge.
And if we do not have one yet, we will make one. That's our challenge. Throw it at us. We want to know what your greatest challenge is.
Yes.
It has to be within our niche.
No. We're talking about anything in life. Okay. That's our freaking niche.
All right.
I had a niche once. She was small. Now she's grown up.
If you guys don't have any questions as we go,
if you
guys do have any questions.
If you don't have any questions, keep them to yourself. If you do have any questions, however, as we go, drop them in the comments. If we don't get to your questions live, we will answer any questions on the replay.
So if you are watching, we have one more job for you to do. If you are live with us now, give us a hashtag live tribe.
If you're watching on the replay, hashtag replay fam.
Now it is time for the good stuff. Let's get to it.
Okay. So if you're feeling like a fraud, you might be one of those high achievers with a dirty little secret. Do you feel like you're just maybe lucky being in the right place at the right time?
We like our bunny quotes, don't we? So you might be experiencing fraud syndrome, which is another name for imposter syndrome.
And we're going to break down what fraud syndrome and imposter syndrome is. We're also going to give you examples of some famous frauds and imposters, some of the most common fears and myths of fraud syndrome. And we're also going to address that myth of luck.
Yes. You sit to the end. We've got some good news for you. So here we go.
Here we go. Here we go. Dun, 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 dun.
I'm giving him space. I'm giving him space. Okay. You are not alone. I want to tick off a couple of some frauds and imposters that you might not realize. I cannot conjugate my verbs today that have felt this thing.
There's an estimated 70% of people who have or will experience imposter syndrome at least once in their lives.
And the other 30% are sociopaths, so don't worry about it.
Or they're lying.
So examples of a couple of our favorite famous frauds. Kate Winslet, you remember the Titanic, right? She said, I love acting and all I ever try to do is my best. But even now, I always dread those emotional scenes. I'm there thinking, oh my God, I'm rubbish. I should have a British accent. And everyone is going to see it. They've cast the wrong person. But I've come to realize that those nerves are all a part of the process for me.
Absolutely. Then there's David Bowie. During an interview he shared, I had an enormous self-image problems. I can't. And very low self-esteem, which I hid behind obsessive writing and performing. I was driven to get through life very quickly. I felt so utterly inadequate. I thought the work was the only thing of value.
And last but our favorite, Lady Gaga, who, how could she have experienced this? She is like incredibly badass, right? So she said, I still sometimes feel like a loser kid in high school and I just have to pick myself up, tell myself I'm a superstar every morning so I can get through the day and be for my fans what they need me to be. Crazy,
that's
right?
Pretty impressive. So just to let you know, you are not alone.
And that's what we're here for. Like, you're not the only one. Then if we can have that true confessional from everybody, it's a lot easier. And we're like, oh, I'm not the only one feeling this.
Right. So we've got a free webinar on imposter syndrome and a method that we've created to crush it. And we're going to reveal how to get on that list at the end. So stay tuned for that. And let us know how we're doing so far. Is everything making sense? Can you still hear us and see us with your ears and eyes?
So I want to say
anybody else get it? Okay.
I want to say hey to a couple of them.
Chelsea, Nancy, Jason. Thanks for joining us.
And Tiki.
Naya, Tiki Love.
Yes.
So good to see you. Janelle. And Cassidy.
Now we have a job for you. Okay, so you're going to
Chick Parm. Thank you, Cassidy. Thank you, Cassidy,
Chicken Parmesan is amazing.
Alleviating that issue for me. Chicken Parmesan, it is. When it's done right. I've had some pretty lame chicken parm, and I've had some amazing chicken parm.
So we're pausing for David's reminiscing on chicken parmesan. So let's get back to the class, shall we? There are about 5 types of imposters or frauds that they kind of show up in your life. And I want you to put a number in the comments as we tell you what these are real quick, each of these 5, and see if do you recognize yourself in any one of these ways.
Have you been any one of these at any moment in your life?
That's what I mean.
Yes.
Have you now or ever have been one of these imposters? So the first one is the control freak or the perfectionist.
This is the one who is always over preparing. This is number 1.
Put a 1 in the comments if this has been you. And I'm going to raise my hand on pretty much all these.
This is my hand. This is just my hand.
So give us a 1 in the comments if you have ever been the control freak or the perfectionist.
Next, number 2 is the workaholic.
Yes.
You are always overdoing.
Yeah, gotta work.
Yep.
Okay, I've done that too. these are in my past though. There's a healthy version of these,
Yes.
which we get into and a little bit later, not today, but but there is a healthy version of these. We just want to know where you have fallen short. So number 2 is the workaholic, always overdoing.
Number 3 is the natural genius.
Right.
This is the one that says, if it's not easy, it's not for me. I'm not made for it. Somehow I'm broken and I just can't get that skill because it doesn't come to me in 2.3 seconds. So I know it. I've been there. Yep.
And then we do the 3. And
1,
number
2, and
4 is the lone wolf. I'm the only one that can do it the right way. You don't know how to delegate, so you take on everything because there's no one in the world that can do it like you do it.
I take on all the things because I'm the only one that can do it the best.
Yes, sometimes that's true. I still suffer from that one a little bit.
Yeah. You should see our calendars. They're pretty impressive. Number 5, we have the chronic professional. This is the one who can never know enough, can never have enough certificates, enough gold medals, enough gold stars, but never gains traction in any one thing and never feels like they have enough information.
So basically the chronic professional is the person who keeps going to school but never gets going in their actual profession.
The chronic student.
So
not a student of chronic. That's a totally different thing that we're not talking about today.
I think I've done 1 through 4, 5.
I've done all of them at one point in my life.
I like collecting certificates, but I'm the person that like starts the job, then does the certificate.
Yeah, and there's not okay, like we were talking about earlier, there are positive elements to this. So certificate collecting is not a bad thing. It's when you're dependent upon any of these things to fulfill you or to motivate you. Okay, that's when it starts getting out of balance.
So got a lot of numbers popping off on both of the platforms we're on right now,
Yep.
Facebook, YouTube, families. So like I said, there are positive versions of these 5, what we call defensive personalities, which we will tell you along with the tools and the method we've created for overcoming imposter syndrome in the free webinar that we're going to give you the link to at the end.
Stay to the end and we'll show you how to get on that list. We want to know if you are experiencing some mind blown moments. Do you want more?
We always have to pause for David's music moment.
Yeah, we want you to get a little bit hyped. Show me some excitement, people. Show me some booties wiggling. I want some perfection. No? Just me? Okay.
It's just you wiggling your booty. So let's talk about.
I'm the first on the dance floor and the last to get off.
Let's talk about why high achievers experience fraud. Okay.
Yes.
So I want to break down the why.
So there are many reasons why people experience imposter syndrome, but some of the most common are maybe in childhood. You may have felt maybe that a sibling was the favorite in some way and you tried to overcompensate. They might have been the attractive one, the popular one. So you ended up working more on your brain, but you never felt like you had enough or were enough.
Right. So that was kind of me. I was sort of like overcompensating. So, or they were like, the sibling might have been the really, really smart one. So you overcompensated in your physical looks department, but really could not shake the feeling that you're really not that smart on the inside. So you never felt as smart as your siblings. So you overcompensated by like, I get my nails done and my hair done. So imposter syndrome shows up in a lot of different ways, not just in the brain or whatever it is. Does that make sense, you guys?
And Isabel brings up a great point. She says, what about being the only child? And absolutely, that can definitely lead to some imposter syndrome where you feel like you've got to please your parents, or maybe you didn't have anybody to compare to, so you had no bar to set, so you don't know what good enough is.
Yeah, I relate to that because I'm the youngest of 7 kids, well, the youngest of 8 kids. Because we just found an extra one last year. But there was like, all of them were born in a big clump, and then I was 10 years apart. So I had older siblings, but then I was like still an only child because I was the only one at home. So it was that pressure. And I have 2 really smart parents. Right. So so it can go either way. Upbringing is another one of the common causes, the pressure to get good grades in a subject you're not good at. Being an only child, the pressure can be, I'm the only one. I gotta do good for the whole tribe. So you take on a lot of responsibility.
Yeah. And then you've got other things such as culture, religion, society, maybe gender roles that don't fit your personality, or school or family pressure. All of these definitely have an kind of a forming and a shaping for this not feeling like you're somehow good enough.
So there's a lot of reasons, a multitude of reasons, but there are, a little abracadabra magic that kind of can work for all of them to crush that imposter syndrome. Like I said, we'll tell you about it in
on the webinar at the end.
Yeah. So is this helpful so far, guys? I think when we break down how it shows up and why it shows up, it starts to open up a process of being able to release it.
And first off, knowing that you're not alone in it.
Right. Because I see lots of numbers here. All of us have experienced it in some way.
Got 3s, 4s, 2s, a whole bunch, aha moments. So we want to know, speaking of aha moments, how many, we don't necessarily need to know what the aha moments are unless you feel drawn to share, but how many aha moments have you racked up so far? How many truth bombs have you acquired that you're just ready to blow up inside of your mind?
Or just drop a truth bomb. We don't care. Naya says, my siblings were psycho then and still are now. That's good that you have that clarity.
Yes.
We're not trying to be psycho. You know, there's no pressure there.
But psychos don't realize they're psycho.
That's the thing. So
now what? Go.
And now I got another number game for you. Which one of the next 3
most common fears and myths of Frost syndrome? Yes.
Have you experienced? It's hot. So
write your number in the comments. 1 is the fear of being found out. This is where you put on the mask and you hope that nobody will ever reveal that mask. Nobody will ever take it off, because if they did, your ugly insides are going to show and they're going to run screaming for the hills because they don't like you.
So that's number 1. Have you ever experienced the fear of being found out?
Yep.
And really, what are you going to be found out for? It's like you're doing the job you're supposed to be doing, but you feel like you're just faking it.
Yep.
And pretty soon you're going to get called out on it. So put a 1 if you've experienced the fear of being found out.
Yep. Next, we've got the myth of luck. And some of the ways this shows up are, maybe I'm just lucky, I guess. I'm in the right place, the right time. They could have picked anybody.
And there's this fear that comes along with the myth of luck. Like, let's say your first album was amazing. It just was
top of the charts, blockbuster.
Right. You got Billboard #1 with your first album, right? Yeah. And then you got this fear that your follow-up album is going to tank on the charts. Okay. It's an example, right?
It's a lucky one-hit wonder.
But hypothetically, have you experienced that?
So that would be 2, the myth of luck.
I've experienced it. I haven't had a #1 album or anything, but I've experienced having that first project just turn out stunning, and then have that ooh, I don't know if I can follow up.
Yeah. Can you keep up with yourself?
Yeah. Can I keep up with myself?
Then we've got number 3. So that was number 2. Number 3 is the numbers don't lie. And this is where you simply don't believe it, regardless of the data, regardless of how many trophies you have on your wall. And these are Chelsea trophies. In case anybody's wondering.
That's where the numbers lie. It's
right. So the numbers do lie. The numbers lie. You're not going to believe it, regardless of how much data you've got. If you've got all of these trophies and you still don't believe that you have achieved any status, then you don't believe the numbers.
Rewind. He said the numbers don't lie. You said the numbers don't lie.
The hips don't lie.
So I hope that makes sense. We said, okay. So
numbers are lying.
It doesn't matter how many tests you take that say you're doing great. You're not going to believe the numbers are telling you the truth.
Yep. You can score 102% on every test that you've ever taken, and you still won't believe that you're smart enough.
So it's crazy how these things show up, but they really, really do. So got a lot of numbers dropping. 3, 3, 3. Yeah. Got it. I think there's a lot of 3s over here. A lot of 3s on YouTube and a lot of 1s and 2s on Facebook. So I think we're about even.
Yep. So we want to know if you're ready to sum it all up.
Yeah.
The only way that you're going to unlock the next segment is to hit that like button, show us some love, give us some hearts so we can get going. This is where we get to be needy bitches and ask for you to give us all the love. Give it. Come on.
I love how he includes us and always points at himself. Who's the needy person here?
Us and her. Is that better?
Oh my gosh,
because there's multiple people here.
Okay, so
they got to give the love. You can't just give it to them. They got to earn it. Okay. Earn it with the likes. Earn it with the loves. Earn it with the hearts. Earn it with that clicking the subscribe button. clicking on the bell. Earn it by taking actions that we love. We reward you for taking actions by continuing to give you golden moments.
Wow.
Speaking of golden moments, and Tiki, who just dropped all the emojis. So there's a place called Golden Tiki that we're going to have to go and check out now. It's in Vegas because apparently they have karaoke.
Yes, they do. So
and I wonder if I can beatbox.
We're going to give you guys a bonus tip. So the good news is imposter syndrome is not an actual disorder.
Even though it feels like it sometimes.
It's just a pattern of behavior, and you can change patterns and behaviors. And this is what we do and help you with.
And the big reveal of our magical method is going to happen in our free webinar on imposter syndrome. And we're almost there. Stay to the end. We'll reveal how to get on the list. You want to be on the list because we're going to be dropping even bigger bombs on that webinar.
So we're going to get deeper. This is just kind of a quick overview so you can kind of pinpoint, have I been experiencing this? Some people are experiencing anxiety in their life and a lot of stuff going on, not going right, and don't realize that this is actually what's going on under the surface. So when you talk about it and you're like, oh, hey, you might be experiencing this, you're like, okay, that now sounds like what I've been going through. I've just been frustrated. So
in the next lesson, we're going to go into some of the close cousins of the imposter syndrome. Some of the close cousins of that imposter that's been living in your life. Perfectionism and anxiety. That's going to be in our next lesson, as well as some more symptoms of imposter syndrome in life.
So before we answer any questions, we want to know what was your biggest takeaway from this video. One of those quick points we gave you. Let us know how this video has kind of altered your way of seeing things.
No, not altered your way of seeing things. We want to know how this video has changed your life.
Wow, David.
Yes.
David's going big today.
I'm always going big. Have you seen me? I'm not home. Wait, I am going big and I'm home. Anyway, let us know how this video has changed your life. What part of this video has changed your life in the comments below.
Nancy says confident. Yeah, he's very confident.
And Casey says that she's too late. No, you're not too late. We're still live. We've got Q&A. You're just in time for the Q&A. So if you've got any questions, drop them now, and we will get to those in just a moment. If we don't get to them live, we will answer them on the replay, and we'll wait for those to come in. We want to share what one of our Zen heads recently shared with us about their experience.
So I want to shout out to one of our Zen heads, Christy, because we love to shout out one of our Zen heads every time we do a live. She says her experience was exactly what I needed. How perfect is that? Thank you, Christy.
She says, I'm not sure my words can describe the healing that took place the day I met these two. I'm very uncomfortable about sharing, especially with strangers. But this team has that welcome energy. And boy, I'm getting tingles. And boy, did they share it. Life has been different since. They left me with something amazing that day. Myself.
That's pretty kick-ass, Christy. Thank you.
I might get a tear or two.
He does tear up. So guys, we have learned, you've heard us say it before, that sushi and Sapporo go together, like self-growth and developing your intuition for a badass life. I think I said that backwards.
I think you did that awesome. And you could keep going around in circles, watching all those people doing the same thing everybody else is doing, or you could jump into our brains and plug directly into all those unique shortcuts, signature mind hacks, and emotional ninja skills that have worked for thousands of our clients to step into their confidence, self-love, and personal power.
So that they can trust themselves to live their purpose completely. And that is what we are here to do. But now it's time to share the secret weapon to take your confidence from basic to badass in 90 seconds.
Because 90 seconds is all that it takes to make a decision. So what are you going to do? You could keep doing it the slow way, or you can come and join us on the bullet train.
Either way is wonderful because we think you are awesome. We just like to hang out with our Zen heads every week. So what do you need to do to get on the list?
You click the link in the description, sign up for the webinar, and in seconds, you will be on the list to join us as we break down our unique method for crushing imposter syndrome.
And that's what it is.
Yep.
Let me take a quick scroll. So we had any new.
Naya says, I know I'm a psycho too.
I'm joining my siblings now. Thanks, guys.
glad we could help.
We're
At
trying
least
to
you
help.
know that you're a psycho and you're one of the few psychos that knows.
Well, at least you gotta somewhere to go with it, right?
Nancy says, watch all their videos and grow.
Yeah, thank
Awesome.
you.
Nice.
I
I
need
need
to
to trust myself more. Yeah, self-trust. That's a big one. We've actually got a course in Zen Ed that covers that one. Let's see. Dun, dun. I think that's pretty good. All right, so I think we're pretty good as far as questions go so far. If anybody's got any, Isabel says, I'm truly happy to have found you two.
Thank you.
Awesome, thank you. Thank you, Isabel, for joining us. Thank you, Tiki. So if you like this video, hit that like button.
If this video helped you in any way, please share it with a friend.
If you have any questions, let us know in the comments.
We would love to hear from you.
For more badass life tips, be sure to subscribe
And click that bell
to turn notifications on
so you're the first to know
when we drop a new video.
Oh my gosh.
Drop it.
Or go live.
And we know that time is a valuable and precious resource. And the fact that you're choosing to spend that not only with us, but most importantly for you, leveling up your skills, we honor and appreciate that. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.
We will see you in the next video.